What's up, everybody? It's been a long time, so I figured I'd go ahead and throw out another video. Here's a 1996 34-foot PROLINE. It's a different design than what I'm used to seeing, but it's still a boat. So this is going back super jet black, and the owner started removing hardware and started removing clear coat, and he either ran out of time or he just got overwhelmed, so now I get to do the job. Real quick, just to show you, there is a lot of work to be done. Behind all the clear coat was a series of crazing little cracks. I'm sure y'all can see that. And it just goes all the way down the boat on both sides. So to fix that, you have to grind all the gel coat off, get it back to the original glass, lay up new glass, then ferret, get it caught up to speed and primed. That's the only way to ensure that those cracks don't come back. And with the boat going super jet black, this is just a step that you have to do. So I'm not doing the deck, not yet anyhow. But, you know, that's a lot of work. She's in pretty rough shape. But, you know, it's nothing I can't handle. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the hardware removed and then scrub the deck, just because it's so dirty and you don't want to do that after you get into your prep work. And I'll jump back in with y'all when it comes time to doing all that. So get ready. Here we go. All right, clear coat removal. So like I said, 80 grit, 6-inch DA. Now when sanding clear coat, it's gonna turn to like a milky white look. You need to remove all of that, and I just want to show you because, all right, the clear coat is failing, and because it's going back super jet black, if you don't remove all the clear coat and just sand it to where it's ready for a finish and then top coat it with black, that heat is going to get so hot that the clear coat's going to continue to lift underneath your new paint job. So there's no point in risking it. Just remove it all and start from scratch. So it's just going to go like this. That's that clear milky color I'm talking about. Now you got to keep going further. And that's what we're looking for. So you can see all the clear coat is gone, and here is where it's left behind. So we need to remove all of that, make it just like this, and then it's ready for 545. Now this is going to be a time-consuming process. I'm gonna go ahead and time-lapse this, and I'll get back with y'all when it's time to start doing some glass work and filling and whatnot. So here we go. All right, so I got all the clear coat removed and all the painted stripes removed. And now before I get into any of the glass work or filling, I'm gonna go ahead and sand the entire hull with 120 grit, and then we'll jump into fixing stuff. So here we go. All right, everybody, I got her all sanded, clear coat removed, stripes removed. So now the fun begins, and it's time to start digging in, doing the glass work. And well, yeah, here we go. So first things first, in the beginning of the video, I told y'all about all the cracks in here, And I know it's hard to see, but figure I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. Now watch it as it evaporates. See all of that? I'll get y'all closer. Those are all the crazing and cracks that we have to address. So I'm gonna grind all of that and start from scratch, and I'm gonna show you all the process. All right, everybody, so I have my perimeter taped off where I need to grind, and I'm using my high-speed grinder with 24 grit lock discs. And obviously you want to be suited and protected up while doing this, because gel coat and fiberglass dust is going to start flying. So anyhow, you're just going to do it like this. So that's all we're looking for, just real quick and easy. There's not that much gel coat on here, so I'm just gonna go back with finish cloth, lay it all up afterwards, and that's gonna ensure that these cracks don't come back. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this time lapse, and I'll get back with you on the next step. All right, so got all the grinding done and everything. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blow wipe everything off. I'm gonna run tape and plastic from there and drape it down so my wet system doesn't drip on the trailer or run down the bottom of the hull. And go ahead and get everything clean and get the glass laid up. So here we go. All right, everybody, time to mix up some resin. So I got my 8-inch wide finish cloth here, West System resin and hardener. This is a 5-to-1 mix ratio for those of you that don't know. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start mixing. All right, now when mixing this stuff, I recommend that periodically you go around and scrape the excess off the edge of the cup. That way everything gets mixed properly and you don't have any mistakes. So we're gonna lay up one layer of this, and I'm gonna time lapse this whole thing. And after it's all said and done, I'll jump back in with y'all and do a wrap up before we get into the filling and fairing. So anyhow, let's get it done. All right, everybody, so got the glass work done, and while that's curing, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some off there and go around and just spot glaze every imperfection I can find. Now this is a 1-to-1 mix ratio, and I'm not going to be mixing up that much because there's not that much filling to do on the hull. And yeah, I'm just going to time lapse this, and I'll get with y'all when we start glazing. All right, so she's all mixed up. That's what we're looking for, one uniform color of pink. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just glaze out every flaw I can find. Just to show y'all real quick, the best way to use off air is when you find yourself a flaw like that, you want to glaze it out and you want to put it on tight. You do that 3 times and she's good to go. And when putting it on and glazing it tight, it becomes more of another coating rather than a big glob of filler. So this is how you apply it. Just wanted to note that. Let's put pink polka dots on the boat. All right, everybody, so the glass work's dried, and before I get into grinding, I'm just gonna use my razor blade and go around and trim off all this dry glass. That way it just doesn't get all fuzzy when I'm sanding and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim this up, get her grinded, and start fairing. All right, everybody, so after I trimmed off the glass, I could tell it was still just a little too green for me to get into my grinding, so I had to let it set and cure some more. I ended up using slow hardener, and I probably should have used fast, but hey, it is what it is. So now I'm gonna take my high-speed grinder, and we gotta remove this glass that is on the gel coat. Get rid of it, make it back to regular gel coat. And reason being is glass on the gel coat, it will eventually fail, lift off, and create cracks. And also when glassing this up with the glass rolled on the gel coat, it created higher areas. So you need to get rid of all that and make it flush. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. All right, guys, now all I'm gonna use is my 8-inch grinder with 36 grit hook it on it. And this is gonna be a fairly quick sand process. Just get a good scratch on it, get it ready for filling just like so. And that's all I'm gonna do. It already feels nice and flat and doesn't really need fairing, but I'm gonna use the off air to shove it into the porousness of the glass and get it nice and smooth so it looks proper once I prime. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand this real quick, and then we'll get into fairing. All right, guys, she's mixed, and as I stated before, nice and tight. And just to show you real quick, that's what we're looking for, just like that. We'll do this 3 times, and in between each coating I do, now I'll be using an air file to sand it and get it as smooth as possible. So let's go ahead and get it faired. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. I got all the grinding, glassing, and the first go of fairing done that was needed. Now, the next thing I'll do is sand everything I faired with 80 grit and repeat this process twice. So I've decided not to cover that because it would just be repetitive in the video, and well, y'all saw how I just did it. I'm just gonna repeat that 2 more times. So anyhow, it's coming along good. Got pink dots all over the boat. And I figure, you know, when I get into the cleaning, taping, and masking for the priming step, I'll jump back in with y'all and, of course, cover that process. So for everybody that watched this, I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's going to take me a little getting used to getting back into the swing of things with videoing. As you know, it's been a while since I put one out, but yeah, I'll get back there. So hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends if you want. That would be awesome. And with that being said, I'll catch up with y'all when it's time to prime. All right.